After being down by 10 at halftime, things started to change in the third quarter. What was the adjustment at halftime?
I thought we got away from our brand of basketball that's made us successful early in the season, in that second quarter. And a lot of times that happens. Hey, you score 38 points in the first quarter. Sometimes you might deviate from what got you there. Big reason why we had 16 points, but they turned up intensity, and that was a team that was playing. Hey, they played. They're going to win some games, coming up here because how hard they play, and you can tell that. But I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of guys stepping up in that second half.
One of the guys who stepped up was Gorgie. Mm-hmm. How much of a lift did you guys get from him tonight?
Big lift, and we call Gorgie. He's a ball mover. The way he moves the ball, and then he's also a guy that's just got a great spirit about him. So a lot of times players draw from that. And when he makes shots, you see how the bench reacts. So he's stayed ready, and everybody on this team has stayed ready. I've said before, there's a lot of guys who deserve minutes, but unfortunately, it's really hard to play. Everybody. So guys will have opportunities, but Gorgie's stayed ready, and he took advantage of his opportunity.
With the switch in the lineup tonight, kind of what's the thinking behind that, and is that maybe something you're going to go with going forward here?
Yeah, it could be. We talked earlier about it being a fluid situation in terms of our starting lineup. It's more about who ends games too, but I've liked a lot of things that Jarrett has done, and then I've liked some things that Jeff has done with that other group too. And I gotta say this, and Jeff Teague is a professional, and he is a man, and Jeff, he feels strongly about Wig and Cat and these guys. He wants these guys to succeed. So it came about with him and I just having a casual conversation. Over things, and we just talked about where he was comfortable, what could help the team, and he said, "Hey, I just want to win, man. So, whatever, I'm good with whatever role you want me in." And I can't say enough positive things about that interaction and how he handled that.
Is that kind of what you were looking for? Late in the third quarter, he's there, kind of with that second group, and was leading the charge.
100%, because I think that's where we struggled in some close games, where teams have gotten some separation, in this early season. So we thought it would be best for the group, and I think there were some things that really helped us tonight come out with a victory.
The obvious parallel to make is Taj last year with Dario. I mean, would you say that was kind of a similar thing where you're looking for something else in the offense, and Dario kind of get his spacing?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think it was different in a way that we were trying to learn more about Dario too last year, and how he fit next to Cat, in a lot of ways. And there were also, it wasn't brought up to me by Taj to necessarily move Dario in the starting lineup.
And when Jeff brought this up to you?
In casual conversation, he brought it up in a way of, hey, I'm good with whatever. I was fine coming off the bench in San Antonio, and it's just a big credit to him as a professional. But then you have to go through all the other things that play into it, and you have to think about if this is something that somebody really means, somebody who's been a starter his whole career, and then you have to make that tough decision. And I'm not saying it's a 100%, we're set in stone. I've told you we're fluid, and we're going to do whatever it takes to maximize these guys individually and then also as a group.
How much of a lift did Keita again give you, and kind of has he maybe forced his way into minutes here with how he played?
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, you want guys to, I guess you could say, force your hand. So AK has given us a big lift, and his ability to play the 4 and the 3. He puts the ball on the floor like a 3 in the open court at times. He can stretch the floor like a 4. He's got length where he can actually protect the rim a little bit when there's penetration in the paint. He's provided great minutes, and he's not the first guy, and I'm sure he's not the last guy who continues to do that, and that's just a big credit to this locker room.
Going back to Jeff for a second, with that San Antonio game, it looked so well with him coming off the bench, and given how Andrew, thrived in terms of handling the ball and being the primary ball handler when Jeff was out, is that did that maybe help you make that decision where, hey, this is how things look?
It did. And I've thought about, as a coach, you think about you try to think of every scenario, and there's a lot of positives to everything. But I thought in this situation, the fact that you have a guy with a good attitude like Jeff, who kind of saw and agreed that there was a need, in the second unit, with a little bit of stability as a veteran. We had a lot of young players playing with that group. He loves the guys in the locker room. So once again, I can't say enough positive things
When
about
was
it.
the decision made, or when was that conversation, and when was the decision made to?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know I don't necessarily journal about the exact, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was. I'd say it was. It's kind of been ongoing, just in passing. Something about Jeff is that he loves to just be in the gym. So he'll stay in the gym, at practice facility, and just walk around, shoot, and dribble the ball for an hour. So I can't help. I hear basketball in my office. I can't help but go out there and just kind of talk with him. And a couple times it got brought up, and just in terms of, hey, whatever you need me to do, whatever you think is best. I just want to help these young guys and help the group. And then also, I thought more about it after last game, and then had that conversation yesterday.
How much does this impact pace? You've obviously emphasized that so much. I mean, it seems slower tonight. What was that?
Yeah.
Because they're pressing?
A little bit, yeah, yeah. And then, the pressing late in the game, and then also early on a couple possessions did slow us down a little bit. But I still think, pace is something that I'm going to continue to stress. We continue to stress as an organization. But we also we need to understand too that when games come quick, there may be some nights that the pace isn't where we want it to be, but it's still at a level where we would accept it, and I feel good about that.